Hello.
Hola, good morning, chicatas.
Well, actually, honey, it's good afternoon.
Potato, same thing.
No, it ain't.
It's morning somewhere, damn it.
Okay, well, now we're afternoon, damn it. An hour, actually, afternoon.
Welcome. Thank you for tuning into Sisters Divine Podcast Radio, where God, love, and life comes together in full circle. You know what? I was before you and I connected this for the show, I was thinking, I was thinking a lot of thoughts, right?
Okay.
But mostly I was thinking about how this time right here is like a universal reset.
Yes.
It's a universal reset, and it's also very revealing. It reveals to us our own true truths and our true beliefs. Because a lot of us, we have this tendency of saying, yes, I believe in God. I believe in God. You know, I know God got my back. I know God is in control. I know God is almighty. I know God is all powerful. Yet they don't trust.
Yes.
So I don't see that there's a lack of belief, but I see that there is an enormous lack of trust where God is concerned, and especially within the Christian community.
Yes.
You know, I know that it's not the action that dictates anything, but, you know, primarily the intentions behind the actions.
Yes.
But when I see these individuals who I thought were Christians because they said that they were Christians, and because I don't have a daily interaction with them, I can only go by what they say and take them at, you know, face value. Yeah, okay, they say they're Christian. Now I just have to sit back and witness. Not that I'm looking to judge. I'm just witnessing, you know?
Yeah, no, I got you. Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but it just seems as if they are the most fearful. And I say they're the most fearful because of the belief they claim to hold. They can say, you know, they can act the same exact way as someone who is carnal minded, someone who doesn't know God to be able to believe in God enough to trust in God. You understand? These Christian, you know, these individuals who claim Christianity, I say that they are worse because, well, they should know better.
Yeah.
You know, what do you think?
Well, two things comes to my mind. One, that they if I understood you correctly, when they lack trust, is because there's something material that it fears them, concerns them, like, for example, okay, not working. Not so much not working, but income, money coming in. And bills, even though some companies, I was fortunate that when I called my school loan yesterday, before I even said anything about my loan, they told me, Mr. Montanez, we postpone your payment for the next couple months, this month and next month. Well, there's other companies that don't do such thing.
Yeah.
And so, and that consumes, that can consume anybody. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, heck yeah. Remember yesterday I was telling you about my EasyPass account where I was
yes, I remember you saying that.
Yeah, I'm in a negative and they are not budging. You know, they're saying they're putting me in collections. And, you know, my EasyPass is under my brother's name, under my brother's EasyPass account. So, you know, not only am I being affected by their decision to uphold the balance and just still want their payment, they don't give a damn about me not being able to pay it. They don't care. They're going to put me in collections, but it also affects him and his driver's license, you know? So I definitely have every reason to worry. I have every reason to doubt. And yesterday, I'm not gonna lie to the listeners. I did go in a little bit of a panic mode for a little while, but I did not allow it to consume me. Because why? I went back to the source of provision.
if I may say, that right there, that you just mentioned about returning to the source, that is one thing that a lot of us, um, if I may say, quote unquote, Christians are not taught.
They are taught that.
They are taught, but not to the extent that that you taught me.
Yeah, because they don't know it in the way that I know it. So we can be taught the same things, but in different ways. And because of the way because of the way we're taught, is the way we are forced to believe it. Because remember, I also called I texted my daughter and asked her, excuse me, I asked her if I can, she can help me out with the bill. And she's, because of her circumstances in her household, she wasn't able to do it. And I know for a fact, Mercy, that if my faith and my trust wasn't in God as much as it is, I would be a hot mess right now.
Yes.
I would be a hot mess. But I also realized one important thing out of that experience is that, okay, I try to take control by contacting my daughter, right? It's no different than Abraham and Sarah conjuring up for Abraham to down with her maid, that they can have a child.
Yeah.
But what brings me comfort is that even though that happened with Abraham, Sarah, and the other chick, right? God still kept his promise and still blessed them with what was, what was promised by God, which was a son. So even though I went my own way to my daughter, the fact that I went back to source, now I'm waiting on source, I know in my soul, I feel it in my soul because I speak it into my soul, that God got this in a way that I would have never imagined for myself. And this is because God knows ways that I have yet to experience. And because I have not yet experienced them, I know I'm going to be in awe at how it happens.
Yeah.
So now I get excited.
And see, by you being, tuning back into source. Now source has no choice but to deliver that for you. It has no choice. It won't return to you in void, if I'm saying this correctly.
Yep.
Like whatever we put out there to the source, whatever we put into the source, whether it's good feeling or not, a positive or negative feeling, sensation, it won't return to the individual void. So what you put up for yourself about this situation, oh my goodness, girl, you bet you will get, you will be happy. It's like, wow, my God, my Father, he heard me.
And not only was I heard, but he delivered.
He delivered, yes.
He delivered. I don't pray, and I did say a prayer, but my prayer wasn't a prayer for supplication. My prayer was a prayer of gratitude because I still have the four wall to keep me safe, secure, and warm. I have my light. I have gas. I have my phone service who suspended payment for this month. Oh. Yes. So things are working out for me. I have food, and even though I was let go without pay because, I'm a baby, I babysat for my daughter and they were paying me weekly to do so. Now that income is gone. I still have food coming into my household. I'm not asking for it.
Yes.
I'm not asking for it. I speak it into existence and know that it's going to come. Like the morning when I woke up and I was thinking, man, I need some food up in my house, and I just loved it. I didn't think about how, I didn't think about from where, nor did I think about from whom. I just said it as a thought. And lo and behold, my mom came and, I helped her with something with her phone. And then she just came out of nowhere and said, take $50 off the card and go shopping, because she has me on her bank account, because she goes away and she goes out of the country. So when she's out the country, instead of leaving me a checkbook, she put me on her account so that I can just use the card to pay off her bills. And that's what I use the card for. You know, I don't abuse it. I don't use it for me at all. And I was like, $50, God is good. And then 2 days later, she calls me again to pick up some food from her house. I don't have to worry about rent.
Wow.
You understand? It's like I have nothing but time allotted for me to dive into my creative side. You know, I can do things now freely, comfortably, and you already know how I am about freedom on my time.
Yeah, oh my god. You and me both. You and me both, girl.
Yes. So I may not have the money, but God will always provide me with the stuff.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes and yes. I love it.
God will always provide the stuff.
You know what really is in my heart right now is that I wish, you know, you did brought a good point where they do, you know, when it comes to the word of God, the Bible, they do teach, but not to the extent, you know what I mean? And where people can grasp it, can have an understanding, like the way you broke it down to me when you were coaching me.
Yeah.
Remember? And if people could get an understanding, to be broken down the way you did, oh my goodness, it's like they would experience life a little much better, not a little, much better, and with hope. I mean, grant you, you know, we're not living, you know, I'm not saying that we're living, you know, we have our heads in the sand, no, but because we are, you know, we're humans you know, we are beings in this human body. We can experience these uncomfortable feelings, such as anxiety, such as fear, and whatnot. But once we have this understanding, you know, the load is a little lighter for us. Our trust in God is even stronger. You know that. You know, like you experienced yesterday. You were sharing with me yesterday that even though when it came to the easy pass, you know, you show some concern, but then, you know, like you tune back into source.
Yeah. And remember, you said you were going to like snap me out of it, but you were waiting for me to finish venting. And I was like, no, don't do that. You know, I think it's very important to have someone in your life that keeps you on track. You know?
Yes.
But to go back a little bit on, so that I can expand on what you had said about if other people were able to know the things that we know in the way that we know it.
Yes, please elaborate. Yes.
Better. You have to remember.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm bringing up old stuff. Remember when you first reached out to me, and you know, you wanted to change, you wanted a different way of life, you wanted to feel differently, you know, you wanted to experience life through my eyes. But then when I told you the price, you was like, oh, I gotta talk to my husband.
I remember.
And I speak to you for like what, 6 months to a year or something like that, until you reach back out to me.
Yeah,
it's because people have to hurt a little more, and I think that's what I told you.
Yes, you sure did. You sure did. Yes,
a little more, and they have to be in a position where they have no more options. They have to be in a position where they no longer are in control. They have to have their back against the wall and that rock against them, you know, before that they can be able to say, all right, you know what, my way is not working. Apparently, there are some things I don't know that I need to know so that I can do things differently, so that I can feel differently, so that I can think differently. I need to search or seek someone who is demonstrating what it is that I desire to experience for myself. Which is how my mentor became my mentor. My mentor I didn't go to him to learn how to make more money. I didn't go to him for anything other than I wanted to make sense of something that I experienced that he shared, he too had experienced. And from there, I came to here. It went from me understanding what was going on with me inwardly and spiritually and psychologically and emotionally before I can, come to this space right here where even though I'm not financially stable, I'm still financially secure. I'm financially secure. Yes. You feel that, right? I mean, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I'm financially stable, that I got all my stuff together, that I live in this big old expensive house that God provided for me. No, that is not the case because I'm still new into this. I may not be financially stable, but I sure as hell am financially secure because I know where my provision is coming from.
Yes. I think this is actually the perfect time for us. Because if things were handed to us differently, we would not probably be able to handle it. Meaning we have to go through what we're going through right now. Because had God giving us, like, for example, a house, I mean, these things that everybody, have, cars. Well, guess what? We had just completely, we got the material, but the emotional, the spiritual, the mental has totally been like, what do you call it? I think this is a perfect time for us. I think this is a perfect, like, God put in a way where, okay, let me feed you, let me give you girls mercy. Let me give this let me put you in a situation. Let me give this to you first so you can nibble on it, give you milk first. You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So we have to I hope I'm not losing anybody.
In other words, we can't go from the womb to table food. We got to go from the womb to milk and build our system up for the table food.
And hence, we as if I may say, quote unquote, we are babes in this journey.
Yes.
But we are growing, and it does, and it shows, it's being demonstrated, it being manifested to us as time goes. That hey, we are on the right track with the universe, with God.
Yeah. And if I may say this, because this is bubbling up inside of me.
Yeah, I know the feeling. I know the feeling.
I agree with 100% with what you just shared. And I also would like to add.
Yes.
Times like this, where control is stripped from us, everything that we acquire from here on now, we cannot take credit for.
Oh, gosh, yes.
I cannot take credit for feeding myself because I don't have the way for me to acquire the money for me to do it myself. Because if I was still working with my daughter and I was still getting paid during this time, I would not be able to see the magnitude of God's, works, because I would say, oh, well, I worked for the money, so I fed me. Oh, I worked for the money, so I paid this bill. I worked for the money and I did the other thing or whatever. However, now when control is taken away, when power, at least the sense of power, is removed, now we get to see for ourselves as a witness.
Yes.
How God provides. We may not even know how the whole process unfolds on God's end, and we don't need to. We don't need to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we just need to be able to stop, be still, and observe the what is.
Yes.
You understand? It's like that's why I'm so excited, because I'm like, wow, I wonder how God is gonna work this out for me. Like, I can't wait. I cannot wait.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I'm excited for
Yeah.
you. I'm actually excited for you because you and I, we, apart, I mean, besides, you know, on being on a radio show with you, we talk
Every
what
day
almost every
for like
day.
4 to 5 hours a day.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, I can't wait to see the outcome on on this for
And
you.
whatever happens to me, it must happen for you.
Yes, and gosh,
Yeah.
yeah, we've been through a journey,
Oh
haven't we?
my God. But you know what? It's fun. It's so much fun. I
Yeah.
never in my whole entire life, including the life of the other person who was in this body, the other persona, should I say. Like I would have never
Yeah.
guessed that I would have a relationship with God in this magnitude.
Yeah.
I never thought that. And it's funny because when I first started having these feelings of appreciation and gratitude, and even coming to recognize the nature of God, I was afraid to say, yeah, I'm a Christian, or yeah, I love Jesus. Yeah, I love God. It like I was so afraid, and I don't even know why, other than the stories I made up in my head about how people were thinking about me, what those who think they know me would say about me, or how others would treat me.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and you know what
Oh
I
yeah.
realized? It never
Mm-hmm.
happened the way I thought it would.
It never
Never
does.
happened the way I thought it would.
It never does. Oh my gosh! And that's my bad. My
Go
bad. I get
ahead.
so excited. Well, it just you're so. I'm with you on that because darn the things that we may want in that we may be desiring for is totally different from what God
Yeah.
has in mind. I mean, like something that for my experience, and I'm sure you have too, that he. I mean, goodness, I say he. That's just me, but to me, God is like he never ceases to surprise me. His awesomeness. I may have in mind one thing. For example, let's just make about a career. I may want to have been a detective. You know that I always wanted to be a detective. And here you go, you know, as time goes on, and I'm desiring this, but here God comes up with a way bigger and better thing that I never thought I would
Yes,
be
like a
doing.
podcast radio
And
host.
yes, who would have ever freaking thought?
Not I, says Trinity.
So,
I said, not I,
huh?
says Trinity.
Yes, I mean, like, my goodness. So that's just this is just an example. I mean, no, this is happening, not an example, but I'm sure I'm sharing this to the audience that my goodness, anything. We may have plans for ourselves, but God is in control. God has, He is
God
in
has
control
bigger
of our
and
lives
better plans. I
if
would say
we
God
allow
has
Him.
bigger and better plans, because, like I said, we cannot we
Perfect.
cannot ever know what the mind has not yet experienced, and we are only
Yeah.
occupying a minute space in the whole field of mind, which is God. There's only one mind, which is God's mind. And individually, we are only occupying minute spaces within that field of mind. So,
Yes.
the more that we experience, of course, the more we expand within that field of mind. And in doing so, do we evolve consciously? And yeah, so I mean, like, this whole entire thing is a wonderful, wonderful structure created by God.
And if and we gotta say, I must share this with the audience, but this radio show, it came in the midst of this this worldwide pandemic.
Yes.
Okay, and here we were you and I, we talk like this every day. We have some and share topics that to us, for us, it blows our mind, because we just cannot express it enough how magically delicious it is. The audience will later understand what we mean by that. But so I'm not going to go into that. I will let you do that, but at a different time. But yes, this all came about through a conversation just recently. In the midst of all this idea of broadcasting a radio show.
Because I don't remember which one of us it was, and it really doesn't even matter at this point. But it was suggested that, hey, we should record our telephone conversations because we say a lot of good stuff.
Honey, I think that was you, Trini.
Yeah, I think so too, because I say good stuff, and that's one of my favorite lines to use.
Oh my gosh, yes, Trini. And also, because we were talking and I kept seeing, this is another thing that the audience is going to learn about us, that we see things, we receive these impulses, and this is how it works for you and I, that when we, whenever you and I have discussions, we talk, whatever impulse comes to us individually, we automatically blur it out.
We don't say, excuse me, or hold that thought, or can I interject? Nope, we blurt it out. And it's because she sees images and I hear the voice. So during our conversations, God speaks through us to speak to the other.
Yes, and that's confirmation right there. But go ahead.
And usually, if she's seeing something at that is either earlier that day, I might have had an idea about it, or I had a thought about it, and she would say, "Oh my God, oh, I had a vision about that too." No. She'll say, "Oh, I have a vision. Do you know what I see?" And I'm like, "Yes, I love the way you look." I always say that, right? You know what I just saw? I'm like, "Oh,
yes, you do.
I love the way you look." And then she'll mention something, and then I'll go, "Oh my God, confirmation. Earlier today, A, B, C, D, and yada, 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 yada." And that's how it goes. Or I'll hear something and I'll just blurt it out, and she'll go, "Oh my God, I was just thinking about that. I was just thinking about that." Or
yes.
Or I thought about that earlier today, and now here you are with confirmation. So because we are, you okay?
Oh yeah, yes. I wanted to share something, but I was being rude. Go ahead. Oh no, actually, no. It's not an impulse. It was more like I just wanted to share a little example, but I'll wait. I can wait. Well, remember last night, like you and I was practicing. We were testing, what we were doing now, right? And then then suddenly I started experiencing pain, really severe pain. And so, something came to my mind while I was laying that, on my side last night while you wasn't, it came to my mind like, well, maybe you should go downstairs and make yourself a hot cup of tea that can alleviate the pain. Well, sure enough, you sent me a voice message telling me, well, perhaps, you need to go downstairs and make yourself a cup of tea, and that could, and look, guess what? I had a cup of tea, and not even the full cup, it was half a cup, and I started to feel better. I have no pain. And I wanted to elaborate something you said earlier about friendships. You definitely, in times like this, and all times, but it's important to have friends or friend, singular, that are that
cemented,
you know, like you and I.
In other words, like for me,
Yes.
right? Like, I love the fact that your relationship and my relationship is what it is, because had I been speaking to someone else, they would have joined in my pity party. They would have gave me more reasons to feel like crap. They would provide me with more excuses that I can use, you know, during that time of doubt, and, you know, during those moments of anxiety. And then what would have happened? I would have built momentum in the opposite direction of what I wanted to experience, and experience exactly what I didn't want to experience for myself. So, but see, this is the problem here. Energy attracts energy likened unto itself. So it's not so. A lot of people believe that getting rid of Tanya or getting rid of Johnny is going to change their circle of friends, when in fact they are calling for those types of experiences. They are calling for those types of relationships. Now, just because you get rid of 1 or 2 or 3 bodies, it doesn't mean that the next 1, 2, or 3 bodies that's going to come to you is going to be any more positive than the ones you got rid of. Why? Because you're still working with the same vibration. So now, if I would have contacted a friend who, or not even a friend, but somebody that I knew who was fearful, who was doubtful, who claimed to believe in God, who claimed to know God's power, and they are worrying about what is going on around them, and I come to them as me, they will reject me. They will reject me because I don't understand. I'm living in a bubble. I think I'm living in this false reality where everything are rainbows and gumdrops, and I'm flying on this imaginary unicorn, and I am so out of touch with reality. They would see me as an enemy as opposed to a friend.
Yes, girl. And they look at you, and I'm saying this for myself too. They look at us, people like you and I, like what you just mentioned earlier, like, okay, well, they're living in a bubble. Oh, forget her. She Mercy, she has her head in the sand all the time. But you and I have experienced some things where we were like in tune with the vortex, with the source, and people just did not stay with us.
Because again, energy attracts energy likened unto itself. So once we started vibrating at a different frequency, you know, it's now it's a matter of repulsion. So there's a lot of people have this idea that there's such a thing as assertion. No one can assert themselves upon you, nor can we assert ourselves upon another. You know, we either allow people in or we are allowed in. It's about allowance. It's not about force. It's about allowance. And what you allow automatically, without your doing, without your effort, force, or will, you are repulsing contrast. You are repulsing that which is not.
I kind of like that word, repulsing.
It's attraction and a pulse.
In that sense. In that sense where, if I may elaborate real quick, because it oh gosh, especially when we were like, when we were like in tune with the source, and the people in our lives were repulsed, and they didn't have to say anything verbally. It was just like the universe, like, okay, we like, oh my gosh, like what that's not good for you. Boop, out. Oh, that's not good either. Boop,
You
there.
know what?
It's like
I'm sorry to
it would
interject,
bounce
but
off of us.
it's not. It's not like the
Go
universe is
ahead.
saying this is not good for you, that is not good for you, this is good for you, that is good for you. That's not how it works. That's not how it
Please
works.
elaborate.
What it is more like, oh, so you want this? Okay, so then you don't want that. Oh, you want that? Oh, okay, so you don't want this. It's like
Mm-hmm.
you are asking for hot. So because you asked for a hot, the universe says, "Oh, okay, so you don't want the cold." You understand? So now the
Mm-hmm.
cold is repulsed because you attracted the hot. Everything is automatic. It's not
Yes.
like there's something that's saying yay or nay. Things just are because of what is. Because you wanted this, you've automatically repulsed that. It's like, remember with our former guys, right? When we were with them, you know, what we wanted was repulsed, but we didn't even know what we want because we were so busy. Yeah, because we were so busy enjoying the other thing. And it wasn't until you started talking, which is amazing, because it seems as if we go through the same exact things around the same exact time, even though they are with different people.
Yes.
You know, and our guys, when we started vibrating at a different frequency, because you and I started talking about experiencing different things, because we were vibrating differently, they dropped out of our lives. They stopped calling. They didn't visit. Yeah, shit.
They sure did, didn't they?
Listen, if you want to break up with somebody and you don't want to hurt their feelings, just start thinking differently. They'll go away on their own.
Yes.
They'll go away on their own. Well, unless you like the other dude that I had that just didn't care. But that's a whole nother story for a whole nother topic. But for the but for this, you know, for this this right here, we didn't say to them, oh, well, you know, we're going in two different directions. Maybe it's a good idea for us not to not to connect, and, you know, not to be bed buddies anymore. You understand? In fact, we were like, oh, well, I don't know what happened to him. But in any case, girl, so what's going on with you? You know? We didn't go into the, I don't know why he called. Maybe he got another girlfriend. Oh, what do you think? It was more like, oh, that is not our concern. No.
Yes.
No. We don't care. No. What is it? No, we care, but it's not our concern. We cared enough to answer the phone when and if they called, but we weren't concerned when or if they will call.
And we were concerned, and I hope that I'm wording this correctly. We like, for instance, I was concerned, but okay. Put on your thinking cap, Mercy. Put on your thinking cap. Okay. Well, we were concerned, and we would share our concerns with them.
Yeah, I kind of didn't have that option. You never called me back.
Yes.
But that's cool. No, wait, no. I retract that statement, because remember, the time he did call, he did, because
I think he did reach out to you.
I had asked him, "Are you alive?" And then he called me.
Yes, you did reach. Yes.
I'm just, you know, doing me. Didn't want to get, you know, sidetracked. And I'm thinking to myself, since when the hell am I a distraction? How can I be a distraction when I give you nothing but positivity, and I'm like your biggest cheerleader, and I'm this and I'm that and I'm the other? And then it dawned on me, it's not about me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's it's not about me.
Oh, go ahead.
It's about what's best, what he feels is best for him. Just the same as I move in accordance to how I feel, or should I say, to what I feel is best for me. I made it personal. I didn't see it
Yes.
as him going out there and growing on his own. I looked at it as he abandoned and rejected me. But that was only for a little bit. It didn't take me long for me to snap out of it. You know, because truth, my truth that I'm cemented in, presented itself. And it's like, if you really love him as much as you say you love him, you have to love him enough to let him go so that he can be happy, even if it's without you in his presence.
Yes. And if I may add, we also this, you know, because again, like you said, we kind of this go through experience the same almost at the same time, but different people, obviously, because you're from one state, I'm from another state, you know. And so yes, it's like we even discovered in our conversations where I think I think I shared this with you first, where it don't matter, but I remember saying to you, you know, I don't like this feeling.
Yeah.
I don't like to be treated this way. And that's when everything started, the momentum speeded up for us. To where it you know, it just the momentum speed up from there, and hence, you know, we're single.
Snarky. Well, okay. I'm
and so
look.
Oh my goodness, so freaking happy.
I hold my snarky title.
Woo!
I hold it up with pride.
Yeah, she is. She is. Believe it, she is. Okay.
You know, but you're sarcastic. Pointing fingers, right? But you're sarcastic.
I thought I was I thought I was the witty one.
Yeah, I think we both.
But again, we both are. Shoot,
because we need to deal with each other.
Yeah. Except the difference is that you can be being the sarcastic one with me, and it goes from one ear to the other, and then I say, well, hey, what are you, like, would you like some coffee, or are you having, I come up with something totally out of the left field.
Taken personal. Nothing's ever taken. I know she loves me, and
definitely
knows that. No, wait. I know she loves me, and I know she knows I love her, and it's just our personality. But you know what it is?
Yeah,
I think, mate, it could be, but I don't think it's the only way. I believe that we're okay with each other because we created the personality that we are together. You know, we decided the type of individuals we want to experience ourselves as, and together we are growing into that personal individual.
And I always told you this, that, and I never ever said this about this to anyone, but you are my divine sister, because there's no way in this magnificent universe that I can say the same about someone else.
I absolutely agree.
And someone can come, someone can come into our circle. Guess what? That is not going to change.
They may be, we may realize, holy crap, we have another divine sibling. And I think we might have one on our way with Kareem. I really believe that. I know.
Yes. Woo!
Yes, he is.
I think so too.
Everything that I'm, that I'm reminding him of so quickly and with such fervence and tenacity, and he's experiencing things that took us years to experience. He's experiencing them in a matter of weeks.
Oh my gosh. Wow. I have not yet met him or talked to him, but I'm by what you shared, the little bit that you shared, I am so proud of him. I am so happy for him. I cannot wait. I can't wait to see oh my gosh, the finish, not the finish, because we're constantly, evolving, growing, creating,
Yeah, I know
so I
what you mean.
can't
In other
wait to
words, you
see. I
can't
just
wait to
can't.
see what unfolds for him as they are unfolding. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we got 10 minutes left.
Oh,
Yay!
yay. Well, not yay to like, oh, I can't wait to get out. No, because
broadcast.
we did it.
Oh, I can't wait until
Yes.
a year from today when we go back and listen to this and laugh at ourselves at how we sound then, well, how we sound now in comparison to then. This is gonna
Oh
be
my gosh.
great. It's like a milestone.
Oh my goodness. We're gonna look back and say, dang.
Wait, not only that.
That was
not
so
only that either.
elementary.
Oh my
Look up.
God, do you remember this, Mercy, when we started out and all we had was an iPad and a cell phone and an app? And look at us now.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Because I don't know what magically deliciousness God has in store for us, but woo!
Girl, listen. He just revealed to us, well, look what we're doing now. And we had no, I mean, you did. You did, because you've been working on this for quite some time. For what, almost 5 years?
And
yes. Oh my gosh. But y'all, however, look at you. You're I don't mean to cut you off, but you have experience in this kind of work.
That I used to do when I was married. Yeah, I was a co-host on that show, and I did that for a year. Yeah, I didn't even know.
But still, that's experience right there.
That is amazing. And my wanting to be a preacher in a church, right? And then saying, okay, well, since I can't get a church, I'll do it on Messenger. And well, God said, no, that's not for you. This is not what I had for you. And things just didn't work out in that group with the Sunday sermons and the Bible study, and I'm like, oh, I'm done with it.
I remember.
I'm just so over it. I'm not doing it anymore. And then I just said, you know what? Let me just be still. Let me be still and follow impulses. Let me be still and listen for the voice. And not only listen, but to implement what the voice is instructing me to do, because I can differentiate my own monkey chatter that occupies the space of the mind and from what I call God's voice. So this is where God's voice led me. And I am so thankful that I have been led to hear, because I feel that I can help and be of more service. I can be of better service to God by helping more individuals across the continent than I would have been in one single building.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Words are not limited. The reach of God's words are not limited or confined by walls. And I know that we're gonna do such great things, girl.
I love it.
I can feel it. And the things and what's gonna be great about the greatness of what it is that we do is that other people, the impact we will have, the influence that we will have on individuals will be phenomenal.
And you know what? And not only, I mean, yes, that I get what you're saying. And you know what came to my head too? And yes, I'm going there.
Yes.
For people that are atheists. They're gonna oh girl, they're gonna for if they thought that by in other words, by them listening to us, they're like, oh snap! See, I knew it.
Me neither, because
so I can't wait.
This is the perfect time, and not only that, but I think that we'll be helping a lot of other Christians live
Absolutely,
a
yes.
lifestyle that of Christianity. In other words, it's gonna for them is not going to be so much as a title or a religion, but more of a lifestyle, of a way to, of practice, a way of being. Because the way the church spins the whole thing, it leaves people feeling restricted and judged and confined and as free spirits, because remember, we are made in the image and likeness of God, and God is not to be confined. God is not to be constricted.
Yes.
God is not to be held back. God is not to be spared. God is not to be hidden. God is not to be judged or any of those things, which is what we are, the same as him. We are sovereign beings. We are we are love. We are love. And then you have to ask yourself, in hard situations, in difficult times, what would love do? What would Jesus want me to do? And when I say what would Jesus want me to do, I mean, in which way should I move like Jesus? Not that Jesus is up in some faraway space, above the clouds, looking at me, judging me, saying, I want you to do this. No, not at all. Okay, it's more like, how would Jesus handle this situation? What would God want me to show others about himself during this event? What's that?
And you know what's the beauty of this all? Is that he uses our uniqueness, our unique way. It's not like quote unquote not quote unquote, but it's not in one
size fits all.
What's that word I'm looking for?
Welcome.
Thank you. It's nothing like that, because girl, you and I, girl, and if we experience that, I mean, what you just mentioned about freedom, what you just mentioned a few moments ago, that about feeling freedom, or like all those things that you just mentioned is what I experienced when I was a churchgoer. And and all the stuff that you just said, oh my goodness, I'm now experiencing that.
The love, the acceptance, the tolerance,
freedom,
the understanding, the compassion, the love, the empathy. And you didn't even have to work at those things. Those things came naturally.
No. Yes.
So wonderful.
So yes, it's
wonderful journey.
Yeah. It's been I have no regrets. I mean, I have no regrets at all whatsoever. I'm thankful. Actually, I'm really thankful and appreciative of the. I like, the roller coaster. I mean, I like roller coasters, so I have to use that. So yes, it's been a journey, a wonderful roller coaster journey.
I have to agree. I definitely have to agree.
Yeah.
Well, my love, this is it. We're gonna the next show that we will upload will be on Wednesday. We don't know what the topic is yet because we haven't discussed it. We haven't talked about it. It hasn't come to us. We have to have a few more hourly long conversations before that can happen.
Girl, you better stop. You know it comes a lot easier for us.
Be easy. I'm just saying we don't know right now.
Oh yeah, not at this very moment, because we're enjoying. We're enjoying this moment. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm going to even add in the bloopers.
Oh yes! Oh my gosh, that is so freaking hilarious.
Because I love exposing my flaws. Because it makes other people feel more better in theirs.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, and you know me.
That's mine are corny. So funny.
My jokes are corny, and I usually come up. You can tell me something, and I'm like coming from a left field. Oh Lord, I don't know how you put up with me, girl.
Man,
that's love.
Listen, you've been my only friend for like how many years before?
gosh. No, no, no. Not girl. We go way back. Not
Oh yeah,
and I'm telling you way back,
way
okay?
back, like before
We
the
were like
womb.
oh my gosh, we were
I
two
say
little
that as a
souls.
joke, but I mean it.
No,
Yeah,
God said,
we
you know
go
what?
way
Let's put these
back
two little souls out
beyond the
there.
womb, you know. But with that said, we would like to thank you for tuning
Yes,
in and listening to us as we go on and on and on about what we think and feel, and giving you examples of things we've done so that you know, you can have hope and a different perspective. I think that's the most important, a different perspective.
It is.
Later.
Thank you all for tuning in.
Mwah. Love you, girly.
Later. Mwah.
I know. Bye.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't want to waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't